not existing anymore. You know, it didn't survive the touring, didn't survive all the fucking with us that the record company did. You know,
that was the key to everything.
Money-wise, you know, I mean, as a business venture, Celtic Frost was at that time, to us, failure, utter failure. Although, in like artistically speaking, or also like to the outside, it seemed the exact opposite, you know. And that was such an oxymoron to live with. That was so absurd, you know. You come home and you have to have a job the next day, where you can at least get the basic money to pay for your rent, or maybe buy some new strings for your bass, and everybody else around you is like, wow, you're stars, you know, you're successful, you're touring, you're doing this, you know. And the touring life was a misery back then, you know, the way it was, everything was organized and done.
Book, it seemed really,
yeah, I mean, really Tom is depicting that in the book, you know. So so I think, and also,
well, you got to eat breakfast.
Also, artistically speaking, and our friendship just didn't it just didn't work out, you know. I mean, just at that time it just fell apart. I think it also had to do with the fact that we started overdoing it with Into Pandemonium. We had overreached, you know. We went over our limits, and of course it became successful, so we thought we could go on further like that. So all three of us had like different ideas or no ideas at all, you know, but still wanted to like join in and talk, where Reed comes into the game, especially for me. You know, Reed was always one that basically didn't bring in that much artistically, but always was, of course, like trying to.
He was the ladies'
to talk it out. Yeah, it just wasn't.
I remember in the book he said he used to hang the shoes on the drums.
You can see that in the photos, live photos.
Right.
There was another thing I was going to say, which ties in with what you said. I'm also describing this in the book. After Pandemonium, I was completely burned out musically. It was, for me at the time, I wasn't such an experienced musician as I am now. Doing an album like that and being thrown into charge of production and everything involuntarily together with Martin, it was such an overreaching project that I was so burned out. Even if the band had been in perfect shape and had continued in that lineup, I would have been absolutely unable at the time to write another album like that immediately after. I mean, we discussed that. I was burned out. We always said maybe we'll do another Pandemonium in an album or 2 albums time. But it would have been utterly impossible for me, even if Cold Lake wouldn't have existed, to do another Pandemonium. I just simply was not capable of that. Pandemonium was beyond of what I was capable of.
That had so much variety on it, and also but the production on that really seemed to suffer, because it seemed like you had so many things going on and so many musicians.
The production of Cold Lake and Pandemonium, and to a large extent to make a Theron, are very deficient, and that's yet again a direct result of the interference by the record company and the lack of faith by the record company.